walked into the room, feeling kind of bold. Saw a pair of dongs swelling, they couldn't be controlled. Oh, I said, normally I'm careful, but that look on my face said, tonight I got the hunger, I'm picking up the pace. I'm taking on 2 cocks at once, yeah, I'm feeling brave. Got one in each hand, riding that way. Some say it's too much, but baby, I'm game. Once you taste that double trouble, you're never the same. They came at me slow with both winking with a smile. Said, you think you can handle this for more than a while? I said, sweethearts, please, I'm built to endure. And once I get going, I'm hard to ignore. I'm taking on 2 cocks at once. Oh, I ain't gonna quit. It's a tight little squeeze, but both of them fit. They say I'm ambitious, some call it a stunt. But sugar, I do my best work with 2 and I. Now some folks prefer to keep things tame, stick to just one, play a simpler game. But when the stars align and the rhythm is right, I go all in, baby, all through the night. Taking on 2 cocks at once, yeah, it's quite the feat. Get a little more rhythm and a lot more heat. Ain't about numbers, it's the way it feels. Double the trouble and twice the thrills. So if you see me smiling, strutting with a grin, just know I double down and I let them both in.
Hey parents, it's safe to say that you want your kids to...
Okay. I did show there is a commercial after that. What is it for? It says Google for Education sponsored 1,006 videos. So that's Meaner Radio. I want to show this, but I have to go through the commercial first, so now I can proceed. Wait.
Succeed in school. But
Okay. It said skip ad, so I touched skip ad. For that, you don't need to see the commercial, but do we watch the commercials or we don't? I do watch them, many of them. Now I see that they're sponsored commercials. So the sponsors, sometimes those run longer than what I would watch in a regular ad on television. So the sponsored, I have to see how much of it I can watch, just to get the point of the sponsor, why it's called sponsor, which would be like somebody owes money to the mass communications. So that's what I watch for. And then I'm going to go to down, it says radio. So this is a next song that is on. I have to point out the first song that I just played, says in the song that she is seeing 2 dong genitals. And I did mention that in a previous video of mine, but I have to say it this way. I'm showing the leverage that her dong genital deceased as female, that she's a female looking at two males with dong genitals, and she is herself female out of a dong genital that died the wrong way. That is in view as being in leverage on these next videos, which, they're radio songs, but there's sometimes some movement. I saw one that moved a record player, so it's not really a music video that I'm used to seeing, such as a YouTube music video or MTV music video or CMT Country Music Television music video. This would be like, it's showing something about that the song is it's either banned or it's lost, and it has some small movement that God is making so that I can see it. So let me go to the radio part because I want to show you how many songs are coming out of this misdemeanor because she's a dong genital disclosed as deceased the wrong way. I need a place to set this down so that it's a little bit angled to this camera. I don't know if that'll help, maybe a little. Okay. I can't do this. I have to change it again because I am the overlord and I'm being caught doing something wrong right now. And I have to try to help myself here. Okay. Featuring misdemeanor. Featuring usually means that she is, like if it was the song, the artist is, or the songwriter is, and then it would say featuring, and it would be somebody else. So that means if it's featuring, there's at least two who are singing. So here it says, featuring misdemeanor. That means I can't identify who is featuring, who is singing. Maybe that's God who is singing, but I'm just saying that's my impression. It says featuring, so that could be that she's singing, or she is a second singing. So radio, and then I'll go, this is the next song. It says Dirty Needles. What was this one? Dirty Needles,
We want our
okay.
residents to feel like they're
Oh,
coming
goodbye.
to
I have to
a
say
freestanding
skip.
restaurant just steps from their apartment.
Yep, skip.
We offer seasonal items.
I've been sitting on the porch looking at sunset fade, thinking about the way you touch me when the lights start to shade. Front door sweet, yeah. But
So featuring misdemeanor radio. That's this. I'm going to go on to the next one.
Walking downtown on a Saturday night, feeling all restless, my jeans too tight.
Okay, I'm going on to the next one. It still says I'm taking on to misdemeanor radio. Parental advisory. Okay, let me pause that right there. Okay, it says parental advisory, explicit content. And that also goes along with featuring misdemeanor. And I'm on the genitals of misdemeanor being the dong genital, deceased the wrong way. And that's radio, and it keeps going with these problems. So, of course, there's a bad example for the children problems with mass media, mass communications for those of you who are under the age of 18, or if you see somebody who's under the age of 18. We have bad example for the children problems, right, on mass communications, internet, television, magazines, everywhere. I know I'm late to say this, but that's because I'm deceased out of the door locking already. and it's still there. Well, I'm not due here. The door locking is supposed to move, and it's still there because you're still criming the order after I'm done. So we are past bad example for the children being announced or a threatening. Myself that you say that about me around the youth after I am grown, but I was myself a youth. Who knows that the person who's bringing me food right now, thank him for the water. He knows that I was 6 years old, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way until I'm 48 years old. He does know me that long. And I was a little younger than that. I was as small as 3. So anyway, that is only during the Alive of Now. What is bad example for the children? Only in the Alive of the Penis Genital, world number 17, myself in this Godhead of feminine genitals on the Godhead. That's how I hear bad example for the children. But of course, that traces back to the Dong genital. And I can see the Dong genital in view in the mass communications. Here is where I'm showing it. And I'm also showing that this is too much leverage because it's on I have to go through all the threatening. So here I just made one threat, parental advisory explicit content, so that you have to say no to. And if you are a youth, you're not supposed to see it at all, and you're due elsewheres if you can see it. If you are a youth, if you say I am a youth, I am due elsewheres if I see parental advisory. There isn't much I can do about it. If I see it, that's too late. The youth would say, if I see it, it's too late. You can't say, this is a bad example for the children and take away somebody's access to mass communications. That's them having to leave it and be elsewhere. They do it, they move their own leverage, which is small. It's small leverage, but it moves by itself. You can't just, try to manipulate what somebody can see and hear when it's maybe too late and they were due elsewhere is another way.
Making cake disappear before guests arrive is your pup's favorite party trick. Walmart's is getting you a new one in as fast as an hour with express delivery. I was sitting on the couch, feeling like a king when I said that dress is tight, it's showing everything. She threw down the remote, her face turned red, and I thought this might be how I wind up dead. Oh, the things you should never say to your wife, unless you're looking for a life full of strife. She's got a skillet in one hand, the glitter in her eye, and my truck's keys just went sailing by. At dinner I joked, is this chicken or steak? Her jaw hit the floor, then she flipped my plate. She said, you can cook if you've got so much to say. Now I'm grilling in the backyard for the rest of the day. Okay, I'll pause it right there. Again, I'm down here featuring Misty Meaner. She's still on this radio. You can't see one without the other. This is an ultimatum here. This illegal alive Dong genital from a previous world deceased is in view here with this song now, which is singing about the penis genital most likely. What's wrong with it? I can see the Dong genital here. That's how this is not a human, this is like a cartoon. So I don't have a clear time frame on this. Let me look here to see if it does. It says country. Okay, we know that.
Okay, it says AI, honky tonk. Honky tonk would be like where, and it's not there, it's cartoon. Okay, so it doesn't tell you if it's a penis genital. I'm going to say it's penis genital. That's my impression. So that's this dong being in too much leverage for what it is. So it's already deceased in the wrong so that I can see it at all. And then I am just running it into, I'm going to post this on the internet and put it in heavy karma that I had to do that myself because it's malicious, even though she's appearing gently, but what she said is really obscene. And it's she doesn't hold alive the way she must elsewhere. It's in view here. It's just so dangerous. So I'm going to say that this is heavy karma. I'm going to put it down myself.
Oh, honey, sweet, go down real slow. Put those lips where the warm winds blow. Hum me like a tune on your tongue. I'll be singing sweet till my craving's gone. Lick it till I'm done. Like honey dripping in morning sun. Ride that wave, don't you run. I want it deep, slow, wet and fun. Lick my vein, make me scream. Lick it, till I can't breathe. I'm a lady of the moon and fire.
Okay, thank you. Next.
You're 4 weeks into switching to Samsung. How do you feel that your bubbles are
Okay, now we're back to commercials. Samsung is going to advertise in this obscene. Yep, and anyone who has a Galaxy phone, you're getting something out of this you don't afford. Anytime you have Samsung, you're getting something you don't afford. Gettle, if you have a plumbing problem, you don't afford to fix it. And air conditioning, of course, and heating.
You call me to the barn and when I walk in, toss your hat aside and say, let's begin. Don't need a saddle, I'll just hold on really tight. On the tailgate bed or the stable floor, I'm gonna rock your world, leave you begging for more. I'm looking for a stallion to buck all night. I wanna feel every little bump and grind. Please, honey, I hope you don't mind. Us country girls like riding bareback. We always do things natural as a matter of fact. Don't need protection when we're in the sack. 'Cause us country girls like riding bareback. City boys try, but they'll eventually see. No fake cowboys gonna work for me. I need the real thing now to take my breath away. But if you're for real, I'll be back for more. Might even let you sneak in.
Okay, here it says featuring misdemeanor again, so that dong genital is still here. It's deceased the wrong way. I can still see it. Here is moving this money, and it's not supposed to. It's supposed to be in a whole world deceased, and it's moving this money right now. I am moving it. I am angry, and you don't know how much karma this is because you are illegal.
Pick her up on the highway, thumb in the breeze. Tight jeans, tank top, looking like a tease. I slow to a crawl, said, where you headed, miss? She smiled. smile real sly. Said anywhere but this. Threw a bag in the back, sliding real slow. Boots on the dash. Said you drive fast, or is this car just for show? I just smirked, tapped the dash, realized that there's a few ground rules before we ride all night. As gas or grass, nobody rides for free. You gotta break something if you wanna roll with me. A kiss, a dare, or a drop in the tank.
Okay, I'm gonna pause that right there. I can keep going. It does say misdemeanor again, and I can keep going on and on with this radio and the commercials, but that's my music contract that's maybe expired, and I need the music from previous worlds to cease the wrong way to keep the internet alive. And for all your comments, you have comments that light up on Charles Toe internet contract. There are 2 Charles Toe internet contracts that have comments that light up over the dong genital disclosed and alive, and I can show it here on the YouTube music. And I'm gonna post it on Charles Toe YouTube channel when I'm finished with the recording of myself here. And that just goes to show that you don't understand your illegal alive penis genital. You didn't die before I had to disclose leverage to hold myself alive in my own leverage, because you interfere too much with my life because you think I don't have any leverage. And that's true that if you think I have no leverage, I am living off of disclosure of the dong genital deceased the wrong way. And I just pulled one out of the air as being deceased the wrong way, which is misdemeanor. That's what I'm calling the entity that has the dong genital deceased the wrong way as a male. Dong genital castration of a female that's deceased the wrong way. And then I did just see something called Woodstock with misdemeanor. And that was a female genital castration of the penis as a female, but it's Woodstock years 1960s, which is not alive right now. If anyone was alive in the years 1960s, they're not alive right now. What's wrong with it? Well, I know that some people have a birthday in the years 1960s and they're alive right now, like Mitch, who bought me this bottle of water. His birthday is in the year 1965, and he's alive and in the flesh and blood and in person. I know he's alive. But I'm just saying that this person who is misdemeanor is not alive in the years 1960s singing published songs, and that she's also alive. She's not holding alive is on the internet. I guess you'll have to wait to see it in Deceasement of Superior Founder, Afterlife Superior Founder. You can find out what happened, like who is misdemeanor and this and that, if you're not worried about your own genitals being amputated because you're illegally living off of somebody named Misdemeanor who died the wrong way 3 times, just to make the point that she didn't know how to have a dong genital, and she doesn't arrive at having a penis genital ever. If you have a penis genital ever, if you have a penis genital in this world, you are after misdemeanor doesn't have a live and a penis genital at all. Like Jesus doesn't have a live and a penis genital at all. And if you have a penis genital, you're below that you would not have a live that way because you don't understand yourself, because you're so low you don't understand yourself in a penis genital. If you have one, that's you asserting that you understand something. You don't, because you don't have Jesus with you. And I am saying you don't have someone as misdemeanor who's here I'm disclosing the dung genital. In the Vatican in Rome, changing subject, where the announcement of the figure of the crucifixion is the name Jesus Christ is on the figure of the crucifixion. We don't know who is the figure of the crucifixion. It could be Jesus Christ, but it's not really that the figure can speak. But that's an inanimate statue figure on a cross, and it's crucifixion because it's fiction, because it doesn't speak, because it's not in your money. So who is Jesus? He's the entity that formed you, but he's not alive with the dung genital, and he's not alive with the penis genital. And there are very many of you who have illegal alive penis genital without Jesus aliving in a penis. That doesn't help you because it's a penis, but that means you have a penis and you don't know how to have a penis. And you're very bold, and you're always threatening myself. Don't know why, because Jesus is supposed to tell you that you don't know how to have a penis. You're overconfident that you know how to talk over your penis. This is not going well for you. I'm going to see you when you need to be removed out of your penis, when you need your genitals removed. You're going to be removed out of your genitals. Well, that's your overconfidence talking about how you're going to be removed out of your genitals. It's usually the other way around. You need your genitals removed. You're going to be removed out of your genitals because you stole them with identity theft. Talking over a penis is not a dong, and you don't speak English. So Jesus Christ has a dung genital that's deceased the wrong way, and that's in view of public already, but it's not announced as being a dung genital by the Vatican, by males who have a penis genital, so they don't say that Jesus had a dung genital. But then why did they say there's such a one as Jesus Christ? Because that implies that he has a penis genital, and that's not alive that way for anyone. So you have that problem. You talk over that problem. What are you going to say that's after what God is saying about Jesus? What do you have to say about yourself that matters? So the heads on the money: George Washington, Andrew Jackson, Abraham Lincoln, Alexander Hamilton, Thomas Jefferson, Ulysses S. Grant, Benjamin Franklin. Those are heads over a dung genital deceased the wrong way so hard you didn't know not to use the money ever, because it doesn't have a penis genital will not help you either. They don't have a penis, 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 they have a dung genital deceased the wrong way. If that's why you can hear about Jesus, why did you hear it in Vatican, which is Rome, Italy? They don't speak English over there. They don't speak Italian either. They speak Roman Latin. Somebody said the name Jesus Christ and crucifixion, and they don't speak English over there. So who interpreted that? Because that's also not really adequately Pope John Paul II. It was Pope John Paul, and then he was older and he was senior, and then he was reported that he's not holding alive as the Pope anymore. And there are other popes, but I think that's not good because they didn't say no, because John Paul is not there anymore, and he's the one who's having the trouble with disclosing who is Jesus, because maybe you don't need the name. If you are trespassing inside of a church and you see a crucifixion, you should just turn around and leave because it's scary. Yeah, you don't have to say, oh, that's Jesus. Hey, buddy. And then you sit down in the pews.
This here's the gospel for the brave and the bold. Kiss my neck, I clutched the bed. Whispered sweet nothings, but this is what I said. Prayers can't move my anus, baby. No, they won't guide in. Those songs gonna stretch me out where the real fun begins. You can bless my heart and save my soul, but that won't slick up my hole. Okay. Again, it says misdemeanor. I could keep going because she's in so much karma. I could keep going and put down the karma now, but it's a little bit on your time. But this is what you live off of when you use U.S. dollars with dung genital heads. So you've got this problem now in reverse. Well, let's say the money has been spent for 45 years of alive so far, and we are ending it in karma very soon. So I'm putting this on all of the karma ever since the beginning of the circulation of the money, which was malicious because you're hostaging myself that I have to make the payments with somebody else or by myself with somebody else's money. So this is illegal because the dung genital of misdemeanor and its castration and the illegal castration of the penis into another kind of female that she can't afford if she didn't afford the one before. You can't descend because it's more for you, it's less for you. If you descend to a lower life form, you can't afford, the leverage is heavier. So misdemeanor doesn't belong in Alive here in the 1960s either as a music disaster. So she's not really holding Alive here because it's on the radio or it's on mass communications, but it's homeless. Okay, this was 1981 for that, so I'll keep going. That is Alive, but I don't know where she is. If she's alive, maybe not. But 1981, I'm alive in 1981.
She said if we got married, buy a house and some land, pick out our circles of trust, those matching wedding bands, life would be so sweet, and I'd treat
Okay, I'm going to keep going.
nice.
He has a penis and he's illegal singing over this dung genital. He doesn't have a dung genital in the head. Lost Band, 1970s blues song.
I was sitting at the bar, minding my beer, then she walked in with trouble in her leer. My brain said run, my gut said no, but guess who stood up and said let's go? My dick makes the decisions and they're always wrong. Got me singing sorry songs all night long.
Okay, that's doing jails and prisons on that point, and he's not in prison because he doesn't turn himself in for any of the major problems, like his hair is brown, so he's doing prison because his hair is brown.
Some drive an Audi for the performance, others for the innovation. At Audi Las Vegas, you can drive one today.
Okay, this is shaking right here. It's like shaking back and forth about misdemeanor. It says Misty and you can't see meaner. Featuring Misty and you can't see meaner. Let's see if it changes.
$4 unbeatable meal deal is getting glowed up.
Yeah, I rocked the drive-thru back in the day. Yes, I still do.
Get yours with fries, drink, and dessert. Just $4.
Let's go.
Only at Checkers and Rallies.
This is different.
Okay, now it went forward here. Misdemeanor went forward in this tape. What do you call it? A crawl? Okay, maybe a crawl or tape. So it says right here, misdemeanor. It stopped the vibrating back and forth at Misty, and you couldn't see meaner. It's going now, but so when it was doing that, it was running commercials. And so misdemeanor doesn't afford the commercials, and the two commercials were, one was an Audi, and the other one was for Checkers and Rallies. So fast food. She doesn't afford the dong genital and its castration failures don't afford the food promotion or the car promotion. And it is going on now to this more music. I'll just move to the next song.
Woke up early, fields were dry, looking for a farmer to swing on by. Bring your tractor and your plow.
Okay. Okay, that's Winona Judd. So we know her from the Judds, and from that she sings Maybe Alone, Winona Judd. So I'm past some of the obscene, and then this would be maybe a normal song. I don't know this song. Should I play it?
Got two ways to go, straight up and sideways. I have seen my share of hard times, and I'll never know. Straight up is my way.
Okay. So that's, I guess, maybe music that we've heard before, but I can still see Misdemeanor Radio underneath here. And so I'm going to say it's just going to keep going, but I can't. I have to go through every song so I can show what she is sponsoring, because that's what a sponsor is, unfortunately. That means she doesn't have a choice. It's involuntary for her, for him, for it itself, the illegal, alive, dong genital, and the world's deceased. There are at least 3 worlds deceased on this illegal genital and its castration of the dong genital castration. It's illegal. It's illegally in view here. Like, I'm getting something out of it. It's not due. I'm deceased. Otherwise, I can't afford it myself. You are illegally alive is aliving myself. And I need this to sustain alive for myself. But I don't actually need that she hurt herself. I don't need that he hurt himself. I don't need that it hurt itself. I don't need that you hurt yourself. Well, you need to know how to be yourself. I can't help you with that. Like, help. It's either alive or it's not alive, and then you are yourself making the motion in alive, but I don't think you afford to do that. I make a motion. You can't afford to make a motion. You can't afford to be in creation. In genitals, you don't afford your genitals. You can't really make a motion when God's making a motion. If you're in genitals, you need yourself deceased. Okay, back to the dirty needles problem. Yeah.
I really appreciate the fact that coming to Rebel and seeing how they prepare the food from scratch and fresh.
Lost Band country song, and Misdemeanor is still underneath here. I'll move it. I have to show Misdemeanor because it's illegal. Right there. On to the next. Misdemeanor again. Misdemeanor again. All right. I am done. I made my point. I don't have enough threatening to be alive here. You are illegally circulating the money and causing this illegal dong genital of misdemeanor to be in view, and I don't afford it. I am going to jail for threatening you is not true. I am putting you out of myself because you don't understand yourselves. Just to bring you back to the now, there's still somebody checking the address from the outside. Somebody on the internet, somebody I know named Mitch who's giving me food, but he doesn't want to bring it himself. Somebody I know named Jerry who's letting me stay here, but she comes in here with screwdrivers and drills and does criminal mischief on the apartment itself. All she does is knock on the door and I let her right in. And then she has a lot of males who know where I am because she tells them where I am. Otherwise, I don't know who they are. And then there are all the people on the internet right now who are sending comments. And my address is on the internet. And you can't just say, yeah, don't put your address on the internet. I'm not really hiding from you. The address is itself. The building has an address. Where am I? I am in the building at this time, but not for long. If you want to do something criminally illegal, go to jail. You can be illegal in a jail, you can be illegal in a prison, but you can't be illegal to myself in public. You can't threaten me on the internet that you're going to do something illegal in public, or that you're not going to do something illegal in public and somebody else will do something illegal in public because of you. Just somebody, I'm making the threats here. I want out of all of your threats. And then where are you going to go in the afterlife? Because you didn't really finish about how angry you are in public, because it's public. You make some threats, you don't make some threats. You do something you want to do and other things that you don't want to do. And you set God off like it's an explosion in karma. And you shouldn't do that because it's homeless. If you were in a jail, in a prison, and you picked a fight with a guard, he would either make you a guard or put you in the morgue. But he's going to walk by your cell every day as not do that he works for you. But that's kind of a smaller, enclosed place with a deceased address. That's where you can find out what it is to be angry with someone who's not yourself. If you're in public and you want to threaten somebody's physical safety in the order, it's not in order to do that. You still have 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth on your head. But from my point of view, I don't need them. If you write a comment on the internet that tells me I shouldn't give you my address because why? Do you still have 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth on your head? So how come that doesn't change? Why do I have to pack and move?